And we live. Happy Wednesday and welcome to another Everybody Can't Go Convo. I'm your host, Jessie Holley, and today we have another dynamic guest here live in the Everybody Can't Go Convo studios. So happy to have you. Today we have JR from the Real Let's Talk podcast. Welcome, JR, and thank you so much for being on today.
It's my pleasure being here.
That's what's
Glad to
up.
be here.
Thank you for coming. He laughing because when I tell you his podcast is diabolical. If you haven't checked out the prenup or love episode that I was a guest on a couple months ago, do go into that playlist and check out that episode. We keep it clean around here, so I just go ahead and edit myself out. But I don't know how clean we're going to keep it during this episode because I'm pretty sure you just can't help yourself. But we're going to get straight into it. Today, I want to talk about people that put you on versus tag-alongs. Let's talk about it. We're going to go ahead and dig into this thing, okay? And the reason why I want to talk about that is because there are relationships that grow you versus relationships that drain you. And so I want to know your thoughts on, are you growing or are you just carrying other people? And is carrying other people making you tired? Is it costing you opportunities? Is it tiring you out because you're doing everything for them that they won't do for themselves? So let's go ahead and get straight into it. My first question. Oh, wait, no, you know what? Rewind a little bit. Let me have you introduce yourself to the audience, to the guests. I got so excited about jumping into this topic. Go ahead and give us a once over. Tell us about you, your pod, your business. What is it that you do? Who's JR?
So JR is the host of Real Shit Let's Talk podcast. Listen, this is what we do. We have diabolical conversations. We have unfiltered, wavering conversations that peel back layers and honestly learning about the true authentic self of that person. We also offer different perspectives on male or female depending on the guest and that nature. I also do consultation with accountability and coaching with accountability and different things of that nature.
All right. So now we're going to jump into this. I would like to rid all of you of the tag-alongs in your life because you know. And for those of you on audio, you already know I'm pointing to the Everybody Can't Go sign. So my first question that I have for you today is, when you're looking at relationships, do you consider expanding your visibility, impact, or growth? Or are you the only person bringing value to the table when you're examining your relationships?
When examining the relationship as like male to female type relationship or male to male, like because we have male friends and female friends, which
You know what? We can talk both routes: platonic relationships
okay,
and a romantic relationship. So let's start platonic.
okay, platonic. I mean, we all bring something to the table. One of the biggest things is that I never put myself in a position anymore to not have people that are doing things, going places around me. My circle is very small and very niche to where I can probably count on one hand how many friends, like female friends, and how many guy friends that actually are within my parameters of they bring value and I bring something value to the table. Now, when it comes to value, we have the highs, we have the lows. There's some things that I'm low in, and there's some things that they're high in, and vice versa. And there's some of the things that I've learned along the way that has made the relationship even stronger. You know my highs, you know my lows. It's like, I'll give you an example. Tevin, our good editor, wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Beast at it. Chop House Media Group, of course. You want to shout him out real
Shout
quick.
out to Chop.
But no, he knows that like I'll go a million miles a minute and I'll hop to something in a thought and it'll be like, yo, we about to make millions. He'll be like, bro, we ain't even started yet. Slow down. Let's talk the process out and take 1, 2, 3, or I might be already at 5 and he'd be like, all right, it's good that you're at 5, but is it right?
Mm-hmm.
And or he'd tell me, slow down, do it this way, do it that way. And I might not want to hear it, but I know where he's coming from. The space and head space that he's been in forever how long, that's his profession. Or just with life. like I've talked to him and I've said some things that have gone on in my head or some things that's gone on in my life personally. And I was able to talk to him and just like it was relatable. So it made me feel real good and real confident into knowing that somebody else is actually out there feeling things and can relate and not make fun of what I might feel or what I might be going through. And that's like a brother. So it's like he gonna tell me, he gonna keep it real, and he not gonna lie to me. And when it comes to a platonic female in a relationship, I've been in position to have stumbled upon, like say, everybody can't go convo. You've shown me that like why everybody can't go. Like I question that, and then you show me that everybody around me don't need to be around me, or there's certain people that come around me that you already like. Who is that again? Oh, who is that? Oh, okay, cool. But that's your discernment because I might not see it. But even then, on the highs and the lows, I might tell you to go do it. Just put yourself out there and go do it. I'm not ready. I'm nervous. But once you start talking, you command the room. So we help each other in different ways and puts us in position not only to win, but it puts us in position that you know my highs, I know your lows. Chop knows my highs and I know some of his lows. But he's more of a chill like kind of guy. So he's gonna get a good Christmas card this year. But thanks.
So, with what he just said, you guys already know exactly what that sounds like if you've been a listener for a while. It sounds exactly like when you need to submit to ATC. And it also sounds like somebody has quite a bit of flight attendants, which of course I can recognize, not just because I'm a coach, but y'all know. Turn the light on. Go. So I could definitely relate as far as the having a million ideas, and I'm already down the street and around the corner. Like the way that you got chopped. Shout out to Mel T. Like that is my submit to ATC person. We've gone over your assessment some, so you know the places where I'm like, okay, look, I can't be the person that's gonna talk to you about this, and this because we'll just be running, gone down the street and around the corner, and it's like, where are y'all going? Like we on step 17. How? We haven't even done the details of steps 2 through 16. So of course, if anybody feel you, I feel you on that. Okay. And so I say that to say I want you guys to be sure that, again, if you need to submit to ATC, if you are ATC, you already know when people need to submit to you. And that is a part of that whole ebb and flow and that dynamic of being in mutually beneficial relationships. And also being aware of yourself so that if both of y'all just running and there is no ATC around, I know what the blind spots are. I got to make sure that we both not just running amok, looking the doggone fool and calling it mutualism in relationship and in friendship. So make sure that you are aware of those things because we do tend to hang around people that are like us. But some of that you got to examine whether or not that's because you don't want nobody to say nothing to you, and or whether or not you don't want to properly self-assess so that not all the time so that you can fix those blind spots, but sometimes so that you're able to make sure that you defer to the person that is their strong suit. So
one other thing I wanted to add to that, you said, and then we talked about like the relationship aspect in a physical way. I feel like in that relationship aspect, you both should bring something to the table. You both should bring something that's solid, that gives value in longevity than the short term. Because sometimes in relationships like that, somebody might just only able to show a mirror of reflection of what you think you want or you think you saw in that person, but you really didn't see it. All they did was just do the mirror effect. They just said the things you wanted to hear. They just did the things you wanted to do so that they can get to a certain pinnacle point of value or showing that, hey, I'm at this level. But like comes into play, that discernment. Keeping your village and the people within your circle close. Having that person or people that you can talk to and say, hey, listen, I'm feeling in my relationship X, Y, and Z is going on. Just wanted to get your opinion. Or like you said, your pastor, I remember we had previously spoke, you can go and say, hey, pastor, boom, 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 boom. And he's not going to be like, well, he's not going to do that. I've been where you're going. I don't understand where you're at. But let me do my research and do my homework, and I'm going to get back to you with a solid answer. You can take that, apply it to your relationship. And sometimes when you do that, it helps the growth of the relationship. So it just both has to have value, and also sometimes you might have to give a little bit more, just a tad. And that tad is, hey, I'm going to go to pastor. Or y'all both going to go to counseling. Or being in the relationship, it's going to have its hardship. What do you do through hard times? Do we fold up and flake? Or did I make a mistake? Or are we going to be great?
We gonna clip that. That's real. Okay, so my next question I have for you is, can you think of a time where you've passed up opportunities, connections, or experiences so that you're able to accommodate someone else who isn't even committed to their own growth?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and what made you do that, or what was your thought process behind allowing that to happen?
I honestly let myself like lose because I didn't understand it. I wasn't there. It was in the sense of my mindset wasn't there. A lot of things of like trying to help somebody or be there for somebody, but I couldn't help myself. So I say I was out of sight, out of mind on it. I would say that I had to have gone through it in order to get through it. But it's just the fact of me not knowing, me not understanding that I shouldn't have been there, or I shouldn't have allowed that person to be like a leech, or I even let myself down in that way and say, I shouldn't have been hanging on that too long. I was like, this entrepreneurship game is hard. I want to give up, but I can't. Or I see somebody and I want to help them, but I have to have turned back to do it in a way where some people just need cookie crumbs. They don't need the whole cookie.
That's definitely a way to put it. I've never heard it put that way before, but that's definitely like very cut and dry. That some people only deserve cookie crumbs, and that's not to say that anybody is better than anybody else. But as a result of what type of work you are willing to put in, I think of it in terms of really some people are only earning cookie crumbs based upon the work that they're putting in to self, based upon what people are how hard they're willing to go for themselves, because you need to go hard for yourself before you're able to go for others. And even if you are a person that you are giving away too much of yourself, that means that you've already done so much work to even have to give away to other people. And I'm not just talking about in a monetary sense. Like that's work that you may have done, your inner work in the mind, your inner work in the heart, the mindset shifts, the growth and everything that you've needed to do so that you're able to impart wisdom on other people. So, I mean, y'all know.
Ooh, I just want to chime in on that part.
Yeah, go ahead.
And even sometimes you've given your body to the wrong person and your energy has gone out the door. You forgot who you was. Sometimes the figure that you were at, like you might have been, just say a model. You might have been a nice little model. And because the person you've given yourself to in a relationship of whatever sort you want to put it in or contents. And sometimes what they don't get, the person that loves you, they don't understand the context because they're too content with you just giving your body to them without them doing the work.
That's deep. I told y'all he be having diabolical conversations, so we're gonna take it all the way there. Like that's a whole nother level of like just kick the door open wide of talking about what it looks like to give that much of yourself to the wrong person. When you start to, we're moving into talking about romantic relationships at this point, y'all. Initially, I'm looking at things that are between you and a platonic friend. But when you dive all the way into that giving of yourself in a relationship, giving to the wrong person or giving everything to a person that you're thinking that both of you are in it together. And now you're talking about, like you said, you're moving into giving yourself spiritually and how am I saying this? Giving yourself physically, which leads to also giving of yourself spiritually on a whole nother level. You're already involved in giving of yourself spiritually in your friendships, in your platonic friendships. But you're talking about taking that to a whole nother level when you're talking about relationship or a romantic connection with somebody, whether that's an official relationship, a marriage, a situationship, if y'all out here FWBing, all of that type of stuff. But anybody who your bodies are connecting, your minds are going to connect as well. Your spirits are going to connect as well. The emotional changes and all of those other very, very deep things behind that. That's a whole nother route of talking about how relationships can grow you versus drain you. One of the things that I've seen it popping up quite a bit lately, and it's age old thing. Talk about it all the time. That who you marry that can make or break you in success. And I always think of that in terms of an entrepreneurial journey, only because, like you said, it gets hard. You aren't just going to a 9 to 5 where a lot of things are cookie cutter ready set for you. And because entrepreneurship is such it can be an up and down, there's definitely a somewhat of a learning curve. It can be a steep climb. Whether or not you're able to continue that climb, it highly depends on who you go into partnership with, both in the boardroom as well as in the bedroom. Whether that's just in the bedroom or whether that's going all the way to the altar with the person, that will make a huge difference in how you're able to move and how you're able to grow in the entrepreneurship space, as well as how you're able to grow as an individual. Because that can stunt your growth for sure, or it can stimulate your growth. So, yeah.
I think that's really good that you said that. I just want to add to what you're saying too. Also remember, some people feel like that's what they deserve. So meaning that they deserve your in a friendship platonic way. Some people, if you don't catch it in the beginning with the discernment, or you don't be as straightforward and open-minded with your friendship to lay down your boundaries, lay down what it is that you will and that you won't do in your non-negotiables, they will sometimes take that because they and inadvertently use it against you, take advantage of it, murder it, kill it, however you want to say, flip it, twist it, turn it. Same thing when it comes to in a relationship. You have to also be careful because some people have done some of the work but want all the credit. You have to be careful that, as we would say, and this is, I'll take it home with this one. Just because I took out the trash and did the dishes doesn't mean you can talk to me any type of way. Or doesn't mean that I should be available when you're ready. You already know what time it is. Or in a friendship, platonic, you want something for free and I should do it for you because it's either my event, it's either my time, or my effort helping you out because we're friends, or because that's what I should do, or you feel that I told you I'd help you, but you want to use me. 11 p.m. And you want to abuse me, and you don't want to work with me as opposed to taking from me.
Okay. And look, any of y'all entrepreneurs out here or business owners, y'all know what it be like when it's like, oh, I need that discount though. Like, this debate ain't gonna never stop on whether or not your friends should support you by purchasing, or you should get your friends support by you giving the stuff to them. Shout out to y'all that support me. I heart you deep down in here. But that's real. Like y'all know what I'm doing. Y'all on audio, I'm pointing at the Everybody Can't Go sign again. I am.
Preach.
Because as you are building and growing, there are some people, the word that I heard as you were talking was entitlement. And sometimes other people, they feel entitled to the fruits of your labor. They feel entitled to, ooh, I like what I did there. They feel. They ain't been in the field with you tilling nothing. They ain't been sowing no seeds. They ain't been helping you till the land. But when it's time to go into the field to gather that fruit and that harvest, they want some. Don't get me on my soapbox. But is that not why we're here? But as far as that entitlement is concerned, who doesn't want to be around for a good time? Who doesn't want to be around for the party? And when, no, go ahead, because I done just sparked something. What's up?
I just thought about it. The entitlement. I need to, like, it's the INT. So it's like, I need to, and that was just, I was breaking the entitlement word down, and I was just like breaking it where, in hindsight, a person feels that if I'm entitled to something, I need to. Just the first 3 letters.
Wait, we can't spell entitlement start with an E, I think. I think it do.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
But
and listen, you know I can't spell out loud. Why would you put me on blast like this on my own pod?
But you know what? I'm be honest with you. This is what it means to have a good conversation. Because I was really, really trying to say entitlement was that I need to. And I'm going to say it in that way. And I don't really mean to spell the word like that. What I'm saying is that when they feel entitled to do something, when they feel entitled that you owe me, or you're supposed to do this because you're my best friend, you're my wife, or you're my girlfriend, or you're my boyfriend, or you're my sister, or you're my brother, they feel entitled that it's I need to be taken care of because of the placement of value where I put you, or where you said that you would do this for me, and this is the non-negotiable, what we talked about, and it doesn't go against your boundaries and what God said, and then what Sister Mary Clarence said in the church, and then what my friends think you should do it for me. And then it plays on the mindset, which strong mindset needs to be put in place. But entitlement, that it hits that I need to. And that's where I really feel that, like, and that's why I was trying to go into it. It just hit me, and I was like, entitlement. I need to. When you feel entitled, I need you to do what I ask you to do for me. I need you to. But in hindsight, do we really?
I think there is something to be said about entitlement versus responsibility. And because there are like areas where you may have a certain set of responsibilities to a person, and that set of responsibilities that you have to another person, I think it could be a fine line drawn sometimes between what folks are entitled to versus a responsibility that we may have. And some of that, I think it comes down to communication. Because
Okay.
when you're looking at friendships, you know how you have some of those friendships that it's like I call them I just said this the other day. It's a me and one of my good friends that I'm like, oh, that is my sister. We have a low maintenance, high maintenance relationship. And it's like, well, what is that? Very low maintenance. And we not stressing each other. We not always like, oh my girl, what are you doing? You didn't call me, you didn't text me, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. We're both very busy. We work on total opposite ends of the world, and we got time zones to account for. We have sometimes I'm up working at 2 a.m. Sometimes she like her regular hours may call for me having a conversation when it's her afternoon. It's my early morning. Y'all know I'm not myself until 10 a.m. EST. It don't matter which time zone I'm in. If it's not 10 a.m. EST, Jesse is not Jesse yet. Starbucks or not. But some of y'all have had the privilege for me to be like that kind of awesome before before that time. But you parched?
No, I'm just saying my friends. I just showed them how, like, my friends look out, real friends look out for each other. That was it. That was all. It was just to add something to it as well.
I'm over here trying to make sure he's not dying. He's just over here testing my friendship level or whatnot. But anyhow, I digress. Like when we do get together, yeah, we got a high maintenance friendship because if we want to go, we going. If we want to buy it, we buying it. If look, reservation or not, it's like, oh, there aren't any reservations available. Find us a table. We're here now. Thanks. So like we had a nice little chuckle about that. But I've also experienced people who felt very entitled to my time, very entitled to my energy, my emotions. There have been people whom I'm pointing at the sign again. Everybody can't go. Where I literally had nothing else left to give and really, really, really just needed not even that person to be there for me, but to have grace with me that I don't have the capacity to be here for you and frankly, yo bullcrap right now. But the entitlement, we started to move beyond the responsibility of me being a friend, the responsibility of me being a good friend, into you now feel entitled that it doesn't matter to you what's going on at my home, what's going on in my family, and who I have lost that is very, very close to me. You still want me to show up for you, and I have to answer. That is, to me, that's entitlement.
Now, with that, just saying, just so that we're clear on clarity, is that a platonic friend or that's in the relationship aspect?
No, this was, and the fact that you even have to ask based upon what I just described, that is part of the problem. The relationship, the romantic relationship level requests are being made from a platonic friend.
That's a different demographics, but that also goes to show, right? Guess what? I've given you too much of my time. And because you have taken the time that I have given you and then you transformed it into something that was make believe or something that it should not ever have been. And before I attack you as you shouldn't do this, I'm talking to you, I'm communicating with you, but now you've tried to, you know how a person uses, they try to use the reverse psychology method to you. I want to make you feel bad because now I'm the victim. I was the friend. I was the lover. I was there when you didn't, and they throw everything in your face. And I'll say this just on both accounts, on a platonic friend and on a relationship friend. If you ever have to bring up what you've done for somebody, what you did for somebody, what you were going to do to somebody's face in order for them to just do what you need them to do, you're not a real friend. They're not a real friend.
Ooh,
they're not a real relationship boundary person because their ego is sticking out further than the blessing that they should even know that you're a part of their life, and that you're a part of their world. And it's, like I said, again, it goes on both accounts. And the platonic friend, it shouldn't be, I'm telling you what I did for you. A real friend and a real lover does not have to show or tell you what I've done for you, because what they have done from you came from the heart. What they've done for you has an integrity button that's like, you don't even see it, because you know they're gonna do right. They don't steal from you. They don't lie to you. They don't manipulate you to use you to get to somebody else because you're at a high altitude and they're at a low altitude. They don't take your feelings and ball them up and say, yeah, you're going through the shit that you're going through. You're going through what you're going through. But guess what? My problem is more important. Mm-hmm. Or, and I'm about to be petty as shit. You know I am. It comes to a point where if you're sleeping and you get that phone call in the morning, hey, I need you. But what happened all day?
Oh, shade.
What happened to yesterday?
Shade.
Now, unless, like you said, friends that are on 2 different time zones, that's understandable. But if we're on the same time zone.
But what's crazy about what you just said, those of us who are on different time zones, we already got each other time zones in our phones. True. And have already put in place to make sure, like, if I'm going to get a 5, 6, 7 a.m. call, I have a text message the night before that says, hey, is it okay for me to call you at 6 a.m.?
Amen. But that's a real friend. But that's what I was saying, though. On the friendship and in the relationship, it's, I'm not going to say things are not going to happen. There's not going to be times where your friend really needs you and they're going through it, or your partner, male or female, would need you, and it's at that pinnacle moment. But I am saying that if you're telling me that all day has passed, you haven't sent a text message since you said it, you haven't sent a phone call, or I've been trying to get in touch with you, but I couldn't get in touch with you. I'm ringing your phone, you're not answering. As my friend, and I'm like, yo, I really need to talk to you because I know you understand me. Then I don't respect you. I don't have your boundaries locked in. And if you said, like you said, with the relationship of your friends, you know that on different time zones, they're going to tap in with you. Hey, is it a good time? And if you say no, they're not upset. Say, hey, when is a good time? Because I really like to get to talk to you, or really I have this opportunity for you to be da 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 woo woo woo. So just let me know in your busy schedule, and they're okay with it. And if you didn't get back to them, they'll remind you maybe in 24, 48 hours, hey, just doing a little quick follow up, X, Y, and Z. And if you can't, you can't. Understandable, and they understand it. Same thing when it comes to a relationship. In a relationship like that, you're not gonna always be ready for their.
Oh.
You're not going to always be ready for the either. Sometimes you have had a full day of whatever the world or whatever your 9 to 5 has brought to you on your plate, that all you want to do is just relax. But I mean, if you need to be there for your significant other or your friend, then you do it. But you know that you have that discernment, and they have that relationship within the communication barriers, within the communication of knowing who you are, your highs and your lows. And even though, like I said, I tell you, Tevin has saved me on so many occasions that I can't begin to imagine us not being brothers the way we are today. And so I say that I've learned in that friendship way that this is what we do. This is how we move. This is how we have to go. I'll say in that friendship role and in the relationship role, there's some things that do happen, and that we just have to make it happen, make it do what it does. And you pick and choose, but as you say, in the relationship, your person should know you. You didn't get with that person because you thought they was cute and you thought they was handsome, or you thought because they had good sex and all that other stuff. You didn't think about that. You just said you actually did the homework, and that's another thing too. Sometimes we miss the assignment without doing the homework, and we expect to pass the test.
Okay, because shout out to Quest. He stay on that all the time. And shout out to Greenhouse marriage counseling. Um, Looking at something, look, relationship wise, because they look good, and then once sex gets involved, and then it was so much logic. We talk about skipping the steps. You're down there on 17, and you ain't did steps 2 through 16. I might have a whole nother pod just off of that alone. When you a flight attendant or a pilot in a relationship, let me look at that. Because yeah, you talking about you done skipped a bunch of steps and end up somewhere that you ain't got no business being with somebody that you ain't got no business being, and now your business is a hot mess at your house and your actual business, a mess.
But
But I
also,
digress.
ooh, I'm gonna pick it up where you just dropped off, and I'm gonna hit a home run with this one. And sometimes we're gonna take it a step further. When you miss the assignment, you miss the blessing. And sometimes God is trying to show you all the red, pink, green, orange, yellow, white, whatever color flags that you are here at, and I'll use my hand gesture, you're at this level. You are trying to go back down to this level and push this person up to that level. And sometimes that's not your job. As a friend, as a lover, on both accounts, male and female, it's not your place to do it. Because sometimes entitlement means entanglement of my emotions, my feelings, my spiritual gains, my spiritual losses, my growth in myself. I lose myself first just to help you grow. That's not the way it's supposed to go.
Exactly.
I give you my last and my all, and then you give me your ass to kiss on the conversations that don't serve me any purpose. You give me excuses of why you don't have the money. You give me excuses of what you did with my money. You give me excuses of what you did with my time, but then you expect me to come back and to bake a cake and build this cookie cutter relationship, friendship, platonic, friendship, relationship, build it like a cookie cutter, and it's supposed to be cut perfect, but the dynamics don't even equate to how much food is on my plate versus your plate. And you don't even, guess what? You get, some people get so needy and greedy that they eat your leftovers.
Oh, dang. You can't even get your own leftovers the next day or even the same day because they worried about taking your extra ends. You can keep waxing if you got something else. I was going to move on to my next question.
I mean, like I said, I'll end it with this. Once people, or I should say this, once a leopard shows you his spots, you better spot every time they every time they luck up, and every time they lie and steal and do anything to you. You gotta count it. You don't miss a leopard in his spots, but you miss the chances of opportunity to relive that time that passed. And that's the old friendships that you try to rebuild. That's the old relationships that you try to rekindle along the lines of, man, we had good times, didn't we? Oh man, remember this time in Dubai? Da, da, da. We ain't stuck on the past. We stuck on right now. And in 2025, what we have to do is get an alignment, or should I say better yet, let's adjust, reset, realign, and move forward and start over. And sometimes, even in friendships, you can start over in friendships, and you can start over in a physical relationship, but you have to honestly tell yourself, is it worth it? Because if it's not worth it, don't waste your time. You know what I'm saying? It's like old garbage. Take it out. Throw it away. And if you want to recycle it, but push it somewhere else. Send it to the other friends, or send it to the back of the classroom, because you're the teacher now. You was the student first. And you'll forever be a student in the game of life, love, and living. You'll always be a student in that. But once you become the teacher, Now you have learned and been through so many lessons and got your PhD that, hey, you can't hate the player, but you can't hate the game either. That's what I'm saying.
So that brings me to my next question.
Yes, ma'am.
When you are looking at relationships, whether it's growing you or you're carrying the other person, how do you assess whether or not you are supporting someone versus carrying them, carrying a person who has no intention of walking on their own?
Are you talking about, like, just for me in general?
Yeah, like how do you assess the difference between supporting somebody and carrying somebody that has no intention on walking on their own? They're literally just letting you do it for them.
In that aspect, I failed. I let it happen. And I didn't recognize it until Rich told me. I didn't, till my mom told me. To a couple of my other friends told me. Hell, Chop told me. You told me. A lot of things. I had to learn to start having that discernment and had to start reaching back in myself to start weeding out people. I don't have the same conversations anymore. Hell, I don't even have some of the same friends anymore. Everybody can't go.
Y'all know I'm pointing to the sign.
And what I've done is I've asked God and I asked myself to forgive myself for being in a disillusion of not being the resolution to execute on cutting these relationships, platonic or relationships with the female, off. I've done it. I've wanted to keep it because it was a good time sometimes, or it was, oh man, I really got to help them because I feel like I'm the only person that can help them. I'm a giver, or I should say, I'm a pleaser and giver at heart. But that could be a gift and a curse because sometimes I'll give more than I receive. And the little love that I receive, I feel like it's so big that it's just, oh man, it gives me butterflies. Or, yes, I'm the top friend, blah, blah, blah. But you know something? I saw something, and I'll tell you this. Some of my friendships treated me like a robot, not asking me how I'm really doing mentally. And it broke me because when I thought you cared, it was just really, hey, we just gonna talk about some hoes, or we just gonna talk about where we're going, what we're gonna spend, and this, that, and the third. When I am literally, I ain't got no hair, but I would literally be wanting to pull my hair out, or I've been in a dark place that I couldn't get myself out of in that, and I didn't know how to ask for help. I've been in relationships that I don't communicate because I don't know how. And so then I find myself trying to fix myself while holding on to the relationship. And it doesn't work. So in essence, I pray daily. I pray monthly, hourly, minutely that God gives me discernment, that God gives me the headspace to think in the right places, to put myself in the right positions, to actually live life and love myself more and give it to God.
Okay, that's what's up. So, I will run back a little bit from last week's episode and ask this question. When you say that you don't know how to communicate within a relationship dynamic, is it because you don't know how to communicate, or is it because you don't have the safe space to communicate the way that you would want to?
That last statement, yes. It didn't feel safe anymore because of the things, like I told you before, in friendships or in relationships, when they bring up the things that they did for you, that they done for you, and then you're like, oh, but yeah, but here, but yeah, but I did this, you should do this. I put you in position, I'm entitled. And it does come to the, like, relationship aspect of being feeling safe. I was never taught that. you're a man, suck it up, buttercup, lace your boots up, keep going. Your feelings don't matter. And the only way they matter is in a book, in a journal, buried away under your bed, tucked away in your closet, or put it in your back pocket like you put money in your wallet and sit on it. Because there's no room and there's no opportunity for that type of love.
My spirit is hugging you right now.
Thank you.
That's really deep. And I'm like, oh my gosh, tears. Even though, shameless plug, journaling is a healthy outlet. However, it should not be your only outlet. If you do need a journal, go ahead and click the link below so that you can get your Rewrite the Vision journal to reset and realign and get back on those 2025 goals that you may have fallen off of. And or if you are thinking about writing out your vision, go ahead and cop that Write the Vision extended and updated version available to you on Amazon. But back to our regularly scheduled program here. With what you were saying about just having to basically get the feelings out and just bury it. That strikes me because even when I designed my journals to pull those thoughts and different things out of folks, it wasn't for the intent and purpose of write it down in this book so that you can close it in and then hide it somewhere else. It was to bring that out so that you're better able to articulate what it is that you're bringing to the world and what it is that you like to impart on the world. And even the things that we go through that are painful, being able to get that pain out onto the paper and to be able to learn from that and use it for something else. Anything that's painful for us and anything that is hurtful for us, anything that you go through or have gone through, it wasn't for you. It was for you to be the expert at that thing so that you're able to help somebody else. But we have to make the choice to find the purpose in our pain, or whether or not we're just going to lay there in our pain and just wallow in it. And basically, to me, that's part of hurting for free. And y'all know I don't hurt for free.
So what you're saying is that these wonderful journals and books and things that you have written hits the pain points, and that this is it a cure-all be-all, or is it a step to recovery from being hurt to being healed?
Is it a end-all be-all? No. Okay. What it is work.
Okay.
Because the only way to get past some of your pain points, any of your pain points, honestly, it's a tool to help people to get to that level of healing and freedom. Is it the only tool to be used? No. Is it a part of a tool set that you're able to use, and how much or how little you decide to use it will results will vary. There will be folks who will become a part of the program. They will use the journals. They will fully dive into it and be committed to that process because they're committed to their healing, because they're committed to their growth, because they're committed to the purpose that is greater than their pain. And then there are those who they may just be looking for, like we said, are you looking for that person that is growing, or are you carrying the person? If it's somebody that has that I'm trying to be carried type mindset, they might fill out the stuff in that journal, but my journal wasn't meant to carry you. Like I said, my journal is a tool. I can set a hammer right in front of you. It ain't gonna do nothing. When David had his slingshot, the slingshot didn't pop the rock out itself. He had to pick it up. He had to gather the smooth stones. He had to put it in there and swing that thing around to slay Goliath.
There it is.
The tools aren't going to do it for you. You still have to do the work. You got to do the work hurting to get out of that painful place. And so, I mean, I'm not just going to be like, oh yeah, buy this. It's going to fix your life. It's going to help you fix your own life.
I like it. I love it. I like it. Okay. Well, like I said, I want to just commend you first in just putting something out there for the people. And secondly, I can't wait till you come out with the next one because I know it's going to be even more phenomenal and hitting even more lives. And the methodology that I'd like to leave you with is reach one, teach one. In today's message and in everything that we do, I always say that like we come from two different backgrounds, but it doesn't mean we don't have some of the same pain points. It just means that I'm male, you're female. We do think different, but we also can solve the problem in an alignment type of thing with your book. So I just want to commend you on that. And I definitely will be ordering my copy. And I need that pronto.
That's what's up. I truly appreciate your support and thank you. And do thank you for also for coming on the show today.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a pleasure to have you. And thanks for answering my questions and let me dig deep. And we got just a little spicy around here. So make sure that you like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit it. And we will make sure in the show notes, click the links below so that you are able to find JR, follow him on socials, and so that you can tune in to Real Let's Talk podcast. And also make sure that you run back that episode where we talked about prenups versus love. I forget what episode number it was, but that's available for you guys in my playlist right down below if you're listening on YouTube and if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you listen to your audio podcast. Go ahead, hop over to YouTube and check it out. Or you can search it on the platform that you listen to your podcast on.
And I just like to say, hey, I'm JR of Real Shit Let's Talk podcast. Listen, this episode right here was so impactful and it was so enlightening. So when you listen to this episode, this is that episode that you're going to hit on replay, on the audio, and the visual, because not only did we have moments of enlightenment, but we hit the pain points of why you shouldn't feel entitled and why you should be intentional. That is something that can carry you far beyond feeling entitled. Be intentional, have the heart and the mindset of being in the discernment frame of mind. Be kind, be real, be true. It's JR, Real Shit Let's Talk podcast.
And we thank you guys for tuning in for another Everybody Can't Go Convo.